everybody, it's Katherine from Katherine on Books, and I'm here to bring you my last video for March Mystery Madness 2020. And well done to everybody that's participated, considering everything that's going on in the world and the constraints that are being put upon us in one way or another. So give yourself a big clap for participating. And special mention to Too Fond of Books, because bless her, she's run a marathon sprint with putting videos out every day. She's quite a new channel, so go over there and give us some likes and subscribes. She's done amazingly, considering everything else is falling round us. And a big thank you for Elizabeth and Troi for asking me to host again this year. Unfortunately, I've not done quite as much reading as I would like, so I am going to bring you a final wrap up. But foraging for food has to come before reading, unfortunately. So without any further ado, how else could we end March Mystery Madness with some beautiful covers? So I've chosen 5 hardback covers. They're all mysteries. And thought we needed a bit of eye candy to what was I going to say then, for our finale, for our grand finale. I'm sure I don't need to mention this. I'm preaching to the converted. So many people have highlighted how beautiful the cover is. Nevermoor, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. Now I think this must be the UK edition. So, I mean, it's got a pretty cover anyway. But just look at this naked hardback. Just feast your eyes on that. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. It's got plain end papers, but yeah. So this is a children's mystery. And I'm sure everybody practically in the whole world has heard about it. It's been very hyped on BookTube, and I read it when it first came out. I haven't read the second one yet, so I need to really perhaps get the naked hardback copy of that. So this is about Morrigan Crow, and she's been told that by a certain birthday she's going to die. 11th birthday she's going to die, but it's some magical realism. She gets magicked away into the kingdom of Nevermoor, and she has to undergo several trials, and it's all about the adventures and the mysteries that she comes across while she's there. So if you haven't read it yet, well worth a read. It was a 5-star from me. Lovely book to read with your children, so middle grade. Then next, beautiful historical fiction, The Foundling by Stacy Halls. No, it's not. It's The Familiars. The Foundling is coming. No, The Foundling. We have got The Foundling, but I'm not showing you The Foundling. So this is The Familiars by Stacy Halls. And how beautiful. Just look at this. But wait till you see the end papers. I mean, it's got a fantastic spine. Whoop. Oh no, it's going to dogs, this video already. Fantastic, beautiful spine on it. And then it's got beautiful end papers. Look at those end papers. And we've got the fox in there. So, and again on the back. It's hard to do this when my hands are hurting a lot. It's all this washing of your hands. It makes your bones ache when you get to my age. So The Familiars, beautiful piece of historical fiction, and it's based around the witch trials. So around that time in British history when we had the witch trials, and it says the beautiful tale of women and witchcraft and the fight against power. So this is set in Lancashire, where actually the witch trials, they had a lot of activity around that area. It was quite renowned for witches there. There was I'm trying to think of What was it called, David? The actual trial. You could go on a witch trial there, can't you?
Yeah, I can't think.
Can't think what it's called. Pendlebury. That's it. Pendlebury Witch Trials and Pendlebury Witch Trail. Yeah, takes a lot of saying when you Witch Trials, Witch Trail. Beautiful part of northwest of the UK, and yeah, it's set in 1612, and there's some goings on. There's some goings on there, and beautiful. I really enjoyed this book, and I'm trying to think of the other one. Alice, that's it. Alice is drawn into witchcraft accusations that are sweeping the northwest. Fleetwood risks everything by trying to help her. So we've got Fleetwood Shuttleworth, who is the lady of the manor, and then we've got Alice, who is sort of more from the working class environment. But beautiful. So beautiful cover, beautiful book, well worth a read. So is it the binding that I've got? The Foundling, not the Foundling. Yes, I've got the Foundling by Stacy Halls ready to read. Another beautiful cover. But I could only pick 5 because of 5 for March Mystery Madness. Now, the next, this is actually, doesn't have a dust jacket on this. This comes as is. This is the naked hardcover of The Wicked Comet. And it's by Laura Carlin. Really enjoyed this. Let me see if I can open it out for you so you can see the whole thing. And it's actually quite, you might not be able to see it on camera, but it's got a lovely bronzed finish to it. It's also got some really interesting end papers. An old map of London on there. So for those of you that aren't aware of this is another historical fiction. So it seems the historical fiction guys are really giving us some something to feast our eyes on at the minute. So this is set in 1831 and it's in London. And these old maps are showing you the old streets, the old alleyways. And what I really liked about this is that you felt that you were there. You were actually in that environment. It was in the sort of depths of the city of London streets. You could feel and smell and taste the environment, the atmosphere there. That was very well done for me. And it says, down the murky alleyways of London, acts of unspeakable wickedness are taking place and no one is willing to speak out on behalf of the city's vulnerable poor. They start disappearing from the streets. So our main protagonist is Hester, and when her parents die, the poor girl, she ends up in the workhouse originally. And let me have a look who takes her in. She gets taken out of the workhouse by Rebecca Brock. And Rebecca is from, a quite upper class, well-to-do family. And she takes Esther under her wing. And the two of them decide that they're going to investigate the mystery that's going on with all the poor people, and especially poor children are going missing. So they do investigate. There is some elements of LGBTQIA plus in here, and I felt that was very well done, very nicely done. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 5-star. As I say, you get the sense of what it's like in the really depraved areas of London of the time. You get the stark differences between the upper classes and the lower classes, and you get a really good mystery thrown in as well. So, and a beautiful cover. So that's The Wicked Comet, Laura Carlin. Next, another hardback copy, The Explorer by Katherine Rundell. Beautiful cover. Beautiful. We've got all, I don't know if you can see that, but we've got all the animals on there. Really, the parrot and monkey and all this beautiful. We're in the bush, we're in the outback. I'll show you the full cover there. And have we got anything exciting? Nothing exciting on the actual naked hardback. It's just this beautiful UK cover. Now, this actually won an award. I'm trying to think when it was. It was 2018, I think. It's a middle grade adventure. 2017, so I think it went into the 17-18 awards. Trying to think. It's not actually written on this copy. It won the middle grade. I can't think now. I'll look it up and I'll put it if I can find it. What it best in category anyway, but I can't remember the awards. So this is a really fun adventure story, fun mystery for middle grade audience. I felt that it was very applicable to that age group. I didn't think it translated all that well into an adult audience. Obviously that's not its target audience, but you know, sometimes you find where middle grade, say like Morrigan Crow, you know, the Nevermoor one, that translates really well into everybody of every age group really enjoying it and loving it. Now this is a really good book and it's a really good adventure, but I felt that as an adult reading it, I didn't quite get as much out of it as I would as a child. Does that sort of make sense, what I'm trying to say there? But nevertheless, beautiful to read. So it says, from his seat in the tiny aeroplane, Fred watches the mysteries of the Amazon jungle pass by below him. He has always dreamed of becoming an explorer, of reading his name amongst the lists of great adventurers. If only he could land and look about him. And he does land, he does get a chance to have a good adventure in the Amazon, and yeah, beautiful cover. And then finally, book 5, here we are with historical fiction again. So this is The Binding by Bridget Collins. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me see if I can get that opened up for you, so you can see it all. And it's got beautiful, look at this, oh, beautiful cover altogether, beautiful naked hardcover, all etched with gold, all inlaid with gold. I mean, how beautiful would that look on your bookshelf? But of course we you know, we keep it in the dust jacket to keep it in good condition. It's got beautiful, sorry, it's hard to hold this book, it's heavy. Beautiful end papers there with proper marbling, and very much, if you, because I collect old books for junk journaling, and if you find many of the really ancient sort of what we call antique books, majority of their end papers would be marbled, and beautiful marbling that you can find in some of these, you know, either from antique shops or charity shops if you're lucky. So The Binding, historical fiction. There is an element of magical realism in this. So I think that, you know, if that's your bag, then I think you'll enjoy this as well. Obviously, it's not fast-paced. Many of the historical fiction aren't fast-paced in the writing style. But beautiful story, I really enjoyed it. So Emmett Farmer is working in the fields when a letter arrives summoning him to begin an apprenticeship, and he goes to work for a bookbinder, a vocation that arouses fierce superstition and prejudice, but one neither he nor his parents can afford to refuse. So we'll learn a handcrafted, beautiful how to bookbind basically, and just as we've been saying with the beautiful end papers and everything, and yeah, all sorts of things ensue. I've not read this one yet, surprisingly. David's read it. What did you give it? Can you remember? 5 stars. David really enjoyed it, although I have seen that it's a bit of a Marmite book amongst the booktube community. You know, there's quite a few that really didn't like it at all, and it's a bit like you love it or you hate it. But David gave it 5 stars, and I've forgotten that I'd not read it. It's because I just like it looking pretty on my bookshelves, you see. So I better get round to that as soon as I can. Is it sort of something that there's like secrets hidden within books as he's binding them or something, David? Yeah. So, in the vault under his mentor's workshop, row upon row of books and memories are meticulously stored and recorded. So there's some sort of magical mystery going on there, and I think I sound like, oh, I'm burbling on about it, so I think it's because I've not read this, so I don't quite know it in as much depth as the others. But I must get to it soon, and a beautiful cover again. So there we go. Thank you all very much for joining me on the 2020 journey through March Mystery Madness. I'll do a quick video, probably try and get it up tomorrow, just to let you know the books that I have read. Not done well this year, guys, not as well as normal. I don't know if I've read 7 or 8. I've definitely read more than the 5, which is what we were challenging ourselves to do, but not read as much as I would have liked to have done. But you know, world events take precedent, and just not had the time really to read as much as I'd like. So we'll be donating. David read 10 books, so he's done really well. So I will actually donate £20 to Macmillan. You know, I'm donating how many books I read. So 7 or 8 to be £8. David's read 10, so that's 18. So I'm going to put £20 into the Macmillan fund in memory of my mum, because as you know, at the beginning of all this, I did mention that I would do that because it's 2 years since, on the 1st of March, since we lost mum. And in memory of her, I like to give some money to Macmillan in March in her name, really, for how many books that I read. So let me know how you've gone on, any particular books that you've enjoyed, mysteries that you think I should get my teeth into, and I'll see you again next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.